will stand up while the national anthem is being played.
So this is it, the famous Maori war dance, the haka, the tourists' first match in Wales, and although this famous club have never beaten an All Blacks team, several times it's been touch and go, mostly it's been goal kicks to decide the issue, and it's in Wales, as history proves, that All Black teams are likely to find the going toughest. So the All Blacks kick off, the fabulous boot of number 1, Don Clark, and the weather has turned sour as the players took the field, a steady rain is falling. The wind is in the face of the All Blacks. Newport in their famous black and amber, and Kevin Briscoe out to Curtin, the fly half, a knock on. Mr. Quinn Walters, the referee, playing the advantage law, and on the Newport left, it's Perrott. Lahore, one of the forwards, failing to get that Don Clark into touch. And Newport going off with a bang. Hasn't so far been a great season for Newport, but it'll be a surprise if they don't rise to the occasion and play above themselves today. Local pride and tradition demand that they do. And it's a penalty for a line-out offence already to Newport. And fullback Ray Cheney is coming up to take it from just inside the All Blacks 10-yard line. Nearly 45 yards. A packed house here, 25,000, all ticket. And there's always electricity in the air when a touring side first comes down to the Principality. The talk here in all of South Wales this morning, last night, all the week, I dare say, has been of rugby football. Number 4 there, you may have spotted. The Newport skipper was Brian Price. Ray Cheney then taking his time. Comes round, soccer-wise. Certainly got the length. We'll find out if he's got the direction. No, he's just off to the right. Don Clark touching down for a dropout on the All Blacks 25. Here he is. Over 17 stone of him, although his fighting weight is said to be about 16 and a half, playing his 3rd successive match of the tour. That's Lahore gathering that, 28. And one of the great All Black forwards is Meads in the second row, 22, and his lock mate, number 20, featured there was Horsley. Drop out again, being taken by Walsh, one of the Maoris in the side, in the centre. And left wing Perrott. into touch just inside the All Blacks half. The back of the Newport line out. 3 from the back, Glyn Davidge, famous number 8, a great coverer, a great stopper. Many people remember how he almost played the Irish pack on his own in Dublin about 3 years ago. Mr. Quinn Walters letting the ruck. 55. And throwing it in for Newport is Stuart Watkins. His namesake is the mercurial, brilliant runner at fly half, David Watkins. Whistle's gone, and it's a penalty to the All Blacks. Don Clark to take it. Newport at full strength apart from the Welsh cap Creswell on the blind side, and in his place Newport are playing in only his second first-class match a young forward called Keith Poole. Must be quite a nerve-wracking occasion for him, being thrust in at the deep end. Sure he feels better now than he must have done 10 minutes ago in the dressing room. 5 minutes gone at Rodney Parade and no score. And Newport, certainly the pack, fully holding their own, and this is Curtin. Bounced by Stuart Watkins. This undoubtedly is the All Blacks' sternest test to date. 2 victories behind them, 51 points against 6. Number 3 is David Jones, one of the Newport props. They're going very well, these Newport forwards. They really will have to go some in the loose because it's the great strength of the New Zealand pack, the speed on the ball and the way they hunt the ball remorselessly in the loose play. 22, you just saw a glimpse of him there, is the famous Colin Meads, one of the engine room in many famous All Black packs. Now it's Bob Prosser for Newport. Little kick into the box, with Watkins coming up very fast on it, and Watkins is hurt and the whistle has gone. It must have been offside. It must have been offside. Winneray, the All Black skipper, has opted for a kick back rather than a scrum up. Must have been a nasty moment for the All Blacks defence. Stuart Watkins really going like a bomb. About 10 yards gain for a line out midway between the All Blacks 25 and the halfway line. And the rain, timing its arrival so sadly for the play and the spectators, has eased off just a shade. It's a grey, murky, rather chillier than usual afternoon. Watkins then, a long ball, keeping the New Zealand back row busy, and it's Brian Jones, number 12. And a grub kick for Perrott. Don Clark, without flamboyance, content to push it into touch. About a dozen yards out from the All Black line. Perrott, a long ball again. And Mr. Quinn Walters certainly letting the rucks go on, and that looks like Walker Nathan in the midst of it, the Maori, a great forward, I think. Back to David Watkins, and hunted by Walker Nathan and by the young hooker, Major, who's number 16. Back into touch where they started. There he is, Major, in the front of the line out, and Walker Nathan, 25, at the back. Well, nearly all the play so far in All Black quarters. And a long one straight back to Watkins, not quite finding him. Just about the best thing he could do in the circumstances. just outside the All Blacks 25. Walker Nathan 25 there at the back of the All Black line out. And 6, the open side Newport forward, is Alan Thomas. 4 is the skipper, Brian Price. 7 is the young Keith Poole, the new blindside forward. Still just inside the All Blacks half. 30 is one of the flankers, Kevin Tremaine, on the All Black side. Not straight. Vice-Captain Briscoe for the All Blacks, to Curtin, playing his first match of the tour. Means now that all the All Blacks have had an outing, although they can't really be match hard fit yet. Don Clark is playing in his 3rd successive match, but Stan Meads, one of the forwards, still has to have a go. He's got a boil on an unfortunate part of his anatomy and still can't pack down. It's on the Newport 10-yard line. And with nearly 10 minutes gone, Briscoe putting it in again and a lightning heel, but not satisfying to the referee. Either putting crooked or feet up by the New Zealand hooker, presumably, for the front row. And Ray Cheney, the Newport fullback, to take the penalty kick on his own 10-yard line. A bad slice, and it's Curtin, the fly half, or first 5/8 as they call them in New Zealand. And he in turn pulls a rather greasy and slippery ball for a line out on the All Blacks 25. Exactly 10 minutes gone and no score. Glyn Davidge coming round the back of that line out. Bob Prosser, a little kick from the scrum half. Picked up by the right wing, Davis. And my word, those Newport forwards are going in. It's on the All Blacks 10-yard line. This is good, honest, robust stuff. Briscoe, Prosser coming down on him, Don Clark. And very coolly. There's no flamboyance at all about this Don Clark. Into touch. Just inside the All Blacks half, and Glyn Davidge is momentarily an injury. Glyn Davidge is hurt just to the right of our picture. Splendid stuff so far by the Newport pack, and particularly I think by the front row at close quarters. Looks as if the All Black forwards are having quite a lot of trouble from this tough Newport front row. No room at Rodney Parade this afternoon. Just over 10 minutes gone, a line out just inside the All Blacks half. Not straight, and Mr. Gwyn Walters orders a set scrummage with the vice skipper Briscoe putting it in again. Number 9, Bob Prosser for Newport. Heel, hold, push and wheel. And David Watkins with Walker Nathan bearing down on him. Into touch. Just as you can see beyond the halfway line. Up near the front of that line out, Wilson Winneray, the skipper, number 17. There he goes. Offside. Kelvin Tremaine offside on the blind side of that scrummage. So full-back Ray Cheney is having a second shot at penalty points for Newport from rather farther out, about another 10 yards. A yard inside the opposing half. That's to say, allowing for the angle all of 55 yards. The wind is at his back. His main difficulty is the fact that the rain is still coming down and the ball is greasy. Not quite the distance. Very nearly straight enough. John Clark under it. A very good effort indeed by Cheney. That's one of the Sterling Newport props, Neville Johnson, who's had a final Welsh trial, putting it into touch just outside the All Blacks 25. Right wing Davis for the All Blacks. Backing down number 6 for Newport on the open side, Alan Thomas, a real fireball of a player. Very solid, not terribly tall. Watkins is again pursued by Walker Nathan. Just into touch. Scrum half Prosser then, I think, having a little trouble in controlling the ball. There was a slight delay before he got it out to his fly half. Kevin Briscoe. Quarter of an hour gone. Most of the play in All Blacks territory. A sterling effort by the Newport pack in all phases, and still no score. And I think that was the hand of Brian Price leaping there in the line out, and the All Blacks have been penalised. So here's Cheney with a third chance of opening the score for Newport. Again from very much the same area. This is his position almost within a yard from where he tried his first penalty kick sooner after the start of the match. 10 yards easier than the second one. This one about 45 yards. And what a roar there would be from 25,000 Welshmen, and I may say some Frenchmen who've come over to see the match, if this should go over. And is it there? Not quite. Very, very close indeed. It's still 0-all. Don Clark trying a long one, and its first bounce into touch inside the Newport half. Davidge at the back of the line out. Prosser to Watkins. And here goes Watkins on the outside break. Out to Stuart Watkins, and here's danger for the All Blacks. Lahore covering for the All Blacks right in front of their posts. Now Newport want the heel, can they get it? They can. Prosser. Azul trying a drop goal. And is it there? Yes, it is. Rodney Parade is alight. Newport have struck the first blow. A drop goal by Azul, the right centre, and all praise to the Newport pack for getting that vital heel from the loose ruck. 3-0 to Newport. Running struggle this afternoon. Don Clark kicks off again. And this is a thing he very often does, a long one right down over the goal line. Newport's fullback Cheney. So New Zealand gain distance on the deal. It's a drop out on the Newport 25. Brian Drones, a long drop out down the centre. Don Clark. think he's missed touch, although his forwards will bless him for kicking back towards the pack. And kicking on there, Ian Ford. Ian Ford, number 5. The man who holds the appearances record for Newport. And after all that, the referee, Mr. Walters, has awarded a penalty to the All Blacks from just outside their 25. And again, Don Clark misses touch. Prosser to David Watkins. Coming round Colin Meads as he was challenged. And David Watkins this afternoon playing a shrewd, experienced, wily game. Only once has he gone on his own, otherwise he's kicked for touch extremely well under pressure. And through come those Newport forwards. There's one of the props, David Jones, number 3. Tremendous stuff by this Newport pack. It's amazing how a Welsh club side can rise to the occasion when challenged from overseas. Can Newport beat the All Blacks for the first time ever? 20 minutes gone in the first half. Newport 3, the All Blacks 0. A drop goal to 0. On the 25-yard line. Prosser to Watkins, nasty one to take. Recovery very well, but it was just a fractional knock-on. On the All Blacks 10-yard line, Briscoe for New Zealand, or rather for the All Blacks. And another one against the head. Prosser to Watkins, twinkling toes and feet. And that's a beautiful kick right down into the 25. No, the bounce wasn't on his side. Don Clark taking it over the goal line. Carried over, was it? Yes, it was. And Newport following up with tremendous verve and speed. And at the moment, this touring side being made to look a bit ponderous by Newport's speed on the ball. So on tight head counts, hooking against the tight head, Newport certainly up at the moment. To Watkins. Uzzell. Tackled by McRae. Walker Nathan in pursuit of this on the halfway line, fullback Cheney. So line out on the All Blacks 10-yard line. And the rain is still drizzling down. Colton, one of the test players. Oh, beautiful heel, Prosser. A really slick heel that by Newport. So slick that Prosser had to get his skates on to get round behind and collect it. Just outside the All Blacks 25. Colton. And Ian Ford caught that. Half the Newport pack expecting a penalty kick against them. Brought back for a set scrummage. Curtin. Fly half Curtin into touch just inside the Newport half. Stuart Watkins, the right wing for Newport, throwing in. Not straight. Wilson Winneray, the All Black skipper, packing down on the loose head side. Centre Walsh. Walsh, one of the experienced campaigners amongst these New Zealand backs, who largely are young, fresh and swift. Briscoe to Colton. And it's David Watkins, the fly half, getting it safely back into touch just inside the Newport half. And standing number 3 for Newport in the line-out, Ian Ford, who holds the Newport club record of 422 appearances. Made his first appearance in the first 15 in 1950, playing in junior sides from 46. A wonderful club record. A mark? No, not given. And I think rightly not given, because the catch and the heel going into the ground weren't simultaneous. Boos in the crowd who didn't agree with the referee, but I'm on the referee's side on that one. Colin Mead to jump at the line out. Kevin Briscoe into the box, over the forwards' heads, and someone's offside. Or else it was obstruction. Not back 10 yards. Fullback Cheney. It's a very good kick down to the New Zealand 10-yard line. And I'm afraid the rain now is coming down pretty hard. Interesting at the line out that the All Black wings often go for the low, swift throw in. Crosser for Newport. Another beautiful strike and heel. Don Clark quietly running it into touch. Hasn't had a great day so far, Don Clark, with his touch finding, and has yet to have a chance of landing penalty points from some unlikely position. Crosser to Watkins. Watkins to Uzzell. Ball and man together. No chance for the inside centre. A brave fall by Brian Jones. And here's David Watkins again. Don Clark coming across rather slowly. He doesn't look very fast this afternoon. It's in touch, just short of the corner flag. And nearly all this first half has been fought out in the All Blacks territory. Colton then for the All Blacks, another long, low, fast one. Low and fast anyway. And it's the All Blacks ball, with not much more than 10 minutes to go in this first half. And the touring side 3 points down. Don Clark has missed his touch kick again. Now can Cheney drop a goal? The idea was right, execution not quite up to standard. And here goes the right wing Davis, very nearly caught on his own goal line. There must have been an offside offence. I think the All Blacks here have opted for a scrum up. And Curtin caught by Alan Thomas. And those Newport forwards really going into the loose rucks. Major coming round on the scrum half, and a penalty to the All Blacks. Briscoe to Winneray, the captain. Wasn't aiming for touch, I think, and up and under. Fullback Cheney. Challenged by Colton, he gets it into touch on the halfway line. It's interesting that this Newport pack, playing so magnificently, has had a lot of possession, and on a difficult afternoon with a greasy ball, still trying to run with the ball when the chance offers. This is Winneray putting his shoulder in. Major slipping it to Tremaine. Tremaine slipping it to Horsley. But Newport seem to have it well checked. On the Newport 10-yard line. The more it rains, the harder it's going to be for the All Blacks to score, or for anybody to score for that matter. See those All Black centres almost up on the advantage line, not quite. Gone back a shade now. Very quick to come up in defence when Newport get the strike. It's a good touch kick by the Newport scrum half. The line out on the halfway line. Bolton a long one, but it's not straight. Not an easy thing on an afternoon like this with this greasy ball to get a long throw to your centres straight. So it's Newport's ball. David Watkins for once missing touch. Don Clark making a mark. And if it was a dry day and the wind was right, round about his own 10-yard line, I wouldn't be surprised if he'd had a go at goal, but surely not this afternoon. No, he's having an off day with his touch kicking. He hooked that one quite badly. Newport's ball. Newport trying to attack from the back of the line out, but it's Lahore catching it at the back. Out to Walsh, the inside centre, the Maori. Perrott to fly half Watkins, covering in defence. It's in touch. Just under 10 minutes to go in this first half. 3-0 to Newport. Goes Waka Nathan. Tremendous strength in the loose. No punches pulled. Winneray putting his shoulder in. This is the All Blacks power forward play. This Waka Nathan is a tremendous goer in the loose. Here he is at the back of that scrummage. Looks a magnificent player. 25. Really, for the first time, we've seen a concerted All Black forward effort. Walsh, challenged by Keith Poole, the deputy blindside forward. Offside, Newport opting for a scrum up, and no wonder. They've had a lot of clean, swift possession. But most surprising of all, and all credit to them, a very fair share, perhaps more than a fair share, of possession from the loose. 7 minutes left in the first half, and Bob Prosser hooking a kick into touch. Another infringement for offside. So Winneray says we'll scrum it down on the Newport 10-yard line. This is McRae. Tackled by Uzzell. Here goes Stuart Watkins. Stuart Watkins, Davis the right Clark is there. Up come the Newport forwards. Short Watkins again. Alan Thomas trying to barge his way through around the blind side, and it's in touch. And again the All Blacks line was in danger. Six minutes to go in the first half. A line out almost on the goal line. Watkins trying a drop at goal, slicing it, Don Clark. And again Don Clark has failed to find touch. Fullback Cheney plays it cool and safe for a line out on the All Blacks 25. The kick was by the All Blacks scrum half Briscoe. So it's 5 minutes to go in this first half with the rain still coming down. It's a line out just inside the All Blacks half. Newport playing the long ball to the back of the line out, keeping the All Black flankers occupied. At the end of that, Nathan was offside as judged by referee Gwyn Walters. And here's another chance for Newport points. Fullback Cheney again. 3 to 4 yards inside the All Blacks half. About 50 yards. He's already had 3 very creditable attempts with this greasy ball from long range out on the other side of the field. And this equally will take a great deal of kicking on an afternoon like this. The wind keeps up freshly at his back. No, he's pulled it and he's a bit short. Don Clark, still 3-0. Don Clark gets it into touch, but I dare say not quite to his satisfaction. I think there was a suspicion of a slice there. This afternoon, this legendary figure, as far as touch kicking is concerned, has missed more touch kicks than he's found. Just outside the All Blacks 25. And again Newport have it against the head. Watkins to Brian Jones. Uzzell going up under it, Don Clark. And that's a beauty. It's in touch just inside the visitors' half. Storming work by the prop forward Neville Johnson. Fly half curtain. Ray Cheney. Flying figure in black coming up to challenge the fullback.
Saturday, Newport will be playing everywhere on this ground. Kick off at
and the forwards, who inevitably, with the rain falling steadily ever since the kick-off, have had to bear the brunt of it. They have really lived up to their parts. They've held the All Black forwards up front. They've had a fair amount of possession, and what is more surprising, they have fully held their own in the loose rucks as well. Only once have these powerful New Zealand forwards been able to develop a concerted impetus in the open. Scrum half Prosser, whose service has been very good this afternoon. His service for Watkins, who has enhanced his claims to retention in the Welsh national side with a shrewd, clever game, making one or two most exciting breaks, but using the touchline shrewdly also. It's a line out on the All Blacks 25. And number 3 there for Newport, David Jones. This Newport front row has put up a really staunch effort in the tight, and they've all played a full part in the loose as well. The drop goal came after 13 minutes play from a cross kick by Stuart Watkins, the right wing. A loose maul, a half break by the mercurial David Watkins to Uzzell, who checked back and with very little room in which to move sent the ball over the crossbar. 13 points, Newport 3, no further score. And what a heel by Newport to Prosser, to Winneray now, the New Zealand skipper. And it was off. I think I said 13 points in my excitement. 3 points to Newport. Offside there against Newport. And Winneray has opted for a kick by Don Clark, whose touch kicking this afternoon has been right off target. He's having a real off day. That's in touch. This, by the way, is 40 minutes each way, not 35. Standard time for a first-class match. And the more this rain comes down, the harder it is for either side to achieve a further score, and we may see history made at Rodney Parade this afternoon. Vice-Captain Briscoe putting it in for the All Blacks. To Curtin, having his first match of the tour. It's a line out on the halfway line. In the front of that line out for Newport is the hooker, Bevan, Graham Bevan, who's done a great job, supported by his props, Neville Johnson and Jones. Ian Ford there with his balding head, third back in the line out. Record number of appearances for Newport. Walker Nathan, 25, a formidable All Black forward. Briscoe on the blind side to fly half Curtin with good acceleration. And Watkins gets him, but it's inside to Kelvin Tremaine, one of the flank forwards. And Newport's cover defence yet again is good enough. But the All Blacks have driven down now into the Newport 25, which is something they hardly ever did in the first half. And it's Winneray breaking away, the prop forward and captain from the back of the line out. Lahore is there. And the whistle has gone for, I think, a knock-on just inside the Newport 25. Nearly all the first half was played in All Blacks territory. Bob Prosser for Newport, and a very rare hook against the head for New Zealand. Briscoe trying to link up with his forwards. Newport certainly won the tight head count in the first half, but it was really a redoubtable all-round performance by their pack, supported by good defence outside, which gained them this leading position at half-time. Brian Price, that tall figure, the Newport skipper, capped 7 times for Wales. Alvin Thomas, none the worse, open side wing forward. And it's Bob Prosser now for Newport. As you can see, under the posts, and Newport badly want the heel. And again, New Zealand against the head. Curtin not quite able to take Briscoe's pass. Ussell piling in there on the fly half. Whose ball? Again, it's Newport's. And we can all be quite certain that this All Black side under Winner A will make a tremendous effort in this second half to preserve their unbeaten record at Rodney Parade. 5 minutes gone in the second half. 3-0 to Newport. David Watkins. Only once can I recall him missing a kick for touch. He's kicked quite beautifully. His denigrators say that he loses touch with his centres when he sets off on his mercurial runs, but he's played a very shrewd and timely game this afternoon. And this is Meads breaking away from the line out there. Colin Meads. David Watkins again. Briscoe for the All Blacks from just a shade outside the Newport 25. And Bevan gets one against the head to Watkins. Rolling into touch just short of the halfway line. Referee today, Mr. Gwyn Walters, familiar figure to all rugby fans. And I really think that Newport, who lost so narrowly and so unluckily to the Springboks here 3 years ago, can win this afternoon. It's not going to be easy to score in this rain with this greasy ball and with two such good defences. The main question perhaps is whether the Newport pack can maintain their tremendous effort of the first half right through to 80 minutes. Some All Black numbers. 28 is Lahore. This is Walker Nathan. Number 25, Kevin Briscoe, scrum half. Linking up with Horsley, or trying to. Well checked by Newport again in the loose. This, I think, has been the secret of Newport's success so far this afternoon, that they have checked these All Black forwards before they can achieve a concerted impetus. And Stuart Watkins, powerful frame on the right wing, played a very good opportunist game in the first half. Now to throw in on the halfway line. I think it's Alan Thomas rather under that lot, and David Watkins under real pressure from the hooker Major into touch midway between the Newport 25 and the halfway line. Briscoe to Curtin. And touch
just inside the Newport 25.
I'm sure he's done himself a great deal of good this afternoon in the eyes of the Welsh selectors. All Blacks ball. And the Newport pack with bags of verve and life yet. Let's have a look at the Newport numbers. 6 at the back is Alan Thomas. 7, Keith Poole playing instead of Brian Creswell, injured. 8, can't see him at the moment, Glenn Davidge. 4 is Brian Price, the skipper. 5 is Ian Ford, who holds the club appearance record well past 400. Sorry, by the way, we had a slight break in your picture about 10 minutes ago, but I hope all is in order now. Curtin trying a long slanting punt, and left wing Perrott, a very versatile player, beautifully placed to receive it. Dennis Perrott. Tremendous support for Newport from a crowd of 25,000. Right wing Davis, a short one. This is really stirring stuff. And the All Blacks certainly know they're in a match this afternoon. 51 points against 6 in the first 2 matches at Oxford and Brighton. And as everyone thought, the first really stern test today. Just inside the All Blacks 25. Glenn Davidge trying a brave fall, number 8 on the ground. And one senses now that this Newport side have got the scent of victory in their nostrils. They know they can win this match if they can keep going for about another 25 minutes. Prosser to Watkins, a little grub kick into the open space, Don Clark. And the tank, my word, 17.5 stone of it. David Watkins there again. And I should think when Don Clark, going like a steamroller, hits you at that pace, you'd know all about it. And in fact somebody does, knocked out on the 25-yard line. Boos from the crowd. Why, I don't know. Perfectly fair. I beg the crowd's pardon on that far side. I think the booing was for a little rough stuff over on the far side, but not for this present accident where I think it must be one of the Newport centres. It is, it's Uzzell, who took the full force and power of Don Clark's poundage. Number 4 is Brian Price, the Newport skipper. It's interesting that Newport are still, when chance offers, playing an open game and not using the touchline. 15 minutes gone in the second half. And still Newport leading by 1 drop goal to 0. Glenn Davidge to Prosser, and Stuart Watkins not quite able to take it. Just outside the All Blacks 25. 8 Welsh heroes there on the right-hand side of your screen. Don Clark coming up to take it. Don Clark, whose fighting weight is about 16.5 stone, but was about 17.5 when he arrived. And this, one suspects, is the reason why he needs to play very often indeed to keep his weight down. But he hasn't had one chance of landing penalty points or dropping a goal this afternoon. Newport faithfully obeying one golden rule against this side with Don Clark's fabulous boot, that when you clear to touch in your own half, for heaven's sake find it, otherwise Don Clark will be underneath it and he might drop a goal from nowhere. Prosser a long one, straight back to Watkins, and no mistake. See the rain still coming steadily down. Started to rain just about the moment when both teams took the field to a tremendous reception. It was Horsley breaking away. One of the All Black locks. Just inside the Newport 25. And a fine leap by Brian Price, I think it was. Curtin, a long punt for his right wing, Davis. Cheney, the fullback, is there, and Perrott getting the saving touchdown for Newport, and it's a 25. That's about as close as the All Blacks have come to scoring this afternoon. Give you an idea of how this match has gone. It's the left wing, Colton. Touch just inside the Newport 25. And this is dangerous for Newport, very close to the goal line. And it's Curtin out to Walsh. Walsh a little grub quick for McRae, his other centre. Brian Jones is there, Nuzzle is there. Curtin is felled. And I think there may have been some obstruction back there in the middle of the field. Anyway, I didn't see it myself, following the ball. Anyway, a penalty has been awarded to Newport. And it's Ray Cheney, the fullback, to take it. The halfway line. 3-0 to Newport. New Zealand ball thrown in by Davis. Tremaine at the back. Curtin. And those Newport forwards thundering through. Walsh trying a little kick for his wing. Stuart Watkins underneath it now. And we're now in the fourth and last quarter of this match. 20 minutes gone in the second half. Can Newport hold on? Brian Price. Penalty for a line-out offence by Newport's fullback, with the rain really coming down hard. It's a real beauty. Into the wind. 40 yards. A dozen yards out from the corner flag. And it's back to Briscoe. Stuart Watkins going through there on the right, and it's in touch again. The light here is pretty murky now. You're getting a brighter picture as usual on your screen. Stuart Watkins for Newport. And it's one of those Meads. It's Colin Meads, I'm sure, who has it for the All Blacks. Only one playing this afternoon. Colin Meads, 22 his number, a really magnificent forward. So they scrum it. 6 or 7 yards out. This has been a very hard, robust battle up front, but fair and clean. Don Clark. And what speed with which Newport. I hadn't noticed, I was following the play just like you. The whistle has gone about 30 seconds ago, I suppose, for an infringement back in the other corner, just out from the All Blacks goal line. Don Clark then takes this penalty. Straight down the middle of the field. Fly half Watkins. And no mistake, but the All Blacks gain a lot of ground on the exchange. There's the halfway line. Winneray from the line out to Meads and Tremaine. Briscoe to Curtin. And this Newport defence is so good. And it's Prosser picking up in the loose. And the rain is now pelting down, as you can see. It's a really unpleasant, dark afternoon. About 15 minutes to go. Very good fall that by Alan Thomas. Prosser a mark. And a very good one. Glyn Davidge is knocked out just the other side of the halfway line, but is struggling manfully to his feet and staggering back to the fray. Here he comes, there he is. And my hat, I think 3 points in this rain. 3 points is a very, very valuable lead now. Newport's come half, making no mistake. The line out on the All Blacks 10-yard line. Winneray off to the back of the line out. Back by Lahore, and there goes Winneray punching in, and here goes Meads, Colin Meads. And Cheney, soccer-wise, into touch, but the whistle, as you see, bringing them back for a scrummage just the All Black side of the halfway line. About 15 minutes to go. Is that Ian Ford who's hurt there? It's Brian Price giving him a bit of attention. Alan Thomas backing down on the open side. Or was it Davidge? I think it was Davidge who was knocked out momentarily a while ago. 8 Newport heroes indeed. And Prosser almost on the halfway line, and again Bevan gets the strike to Watkins with twinkling feet into touch on the 10-yard line. Nobody can accuse Newport of consistently using the touchline and sitting on this lead, although I think they would be well justified in doing so now in these conditions. They have run with the ball in the open, and here they go from the back of the line out. And up comes the left wing Pellet, and Davis is there. Brian Jones is there. Alan Thomas is there. Meads picking up for the All Blacks. About a dozen yards out. Scrum half Briscoe getting it into touch. Just outside the 25, and plenty of pep left in these Newport forwards yet. A wonderful effort. About 12 minutes left. Major to Briscoe. just inside the Newport half. Within 12 minutes of Welsh rugby history being made, an All Blacks touring side, from the famous line downwards from Gallagher's side in 1905, brought down for the first time ever at Rodney Parade. Thomas again. Thomas at the back of that line out. 11 minutes to go. 3-0 to Newport. Just a slight pause. I think Kelvin Tremaine had something wrong with him at the back of the line out. Walker Nathan tapping back. Alan Thomas in the thick of it. And still these Newport forwards not giving an inch. Whistle's gone. On the All Blacks 25. Ten minutes left. Don Clark up in the line. Davis fighting hard, the right wing. Now they have a chance, the All Black backs, but Walsh is caught by this converging Newport defence. And it's a penalty to Newport. Might be Alan Thomas laid out. Into the wind, which is gusting about a bit, trying an ambitious penalty from the wrong side of the All Blacks 10-yard line, about 47 yards. And if it should go over, I won't be able to hear myself speak. The wind now blowing straight into his face. Hit the crossbar. I think it hit the junction. And up come those Newport forwards. Fly half curtain with it now. The referee pulls them back right under the All Black post. Wouldn't like to say exactly where it hit. Middle of the crossbar anyway. My word, it was close. And Newport have it. To Watkins, has he got time to drop a goal? He makes himself room, he tries, and he's missed it. Drop out on the 25, and it's Newport pressing very hard in this closing stages. Stuart Watkins not quite able to collect the drop out from Don Clark. And Cheney, first time into touch, no nonsense. 7 minutes left. Walker Nathan there. And a penalty, is it? Yes, it's a penalty to Newport. Short one to Prosser. The All Blacks not back 10 yards. Cheney completes the job. Sets the line out on the halfway line. The minute's really ebbing away now. Winneray in the van. Fly half curtain. running the gauntlet of the Newport pack, picked up by Kelvin Tremaine. Nathan not quite able to get it. Winneray acting as a scrum half. Curtin to Walsh, and he might have run with the ball there or passed it out because there weren't many Newport defenders near him. 4 All Black backs to about 2 Newport ones, with the full-back a long way away. I think he might have moved the ball then rather than kick. Halfway line. Cross it to Watkins. With 5 minutes left. 3-0. One drop goal by John Oswald, the Newport centre, after 13 minutes of the first half. The first half, I may add, if you've only recently switched on, which belonged almost exclusively in terms of territory to Newport. Marty Welsh. Winneray going down on it. And these Newport forwards playing magnificently. So swift on the ball right up to the finish. Four minutes left, plus injuries. And Watkins half sending an outside break, but playing it the safe way quite rightly. Inside the All Blacks 25 again, and Newport finishing really strongly. Keyed up by this full house of 25,000. Fair bit of booing going on over there. There's something not obvious to our eyes on this side. Well, we shall have some injury time now. Inside the All Blacks 25. It over. It's a beautiful heel. It's out to David Watkins. It's a kick for the left wing Perrott. Davis is under it. Don Clark is there. Davis almost knocked out by Don Clark. Picked up again by Davis. And the whistle has gone. Temper's getting a little bit frayed just underneath us. The pace is warming up a shade, I'd say. And still Newport on the attack, down in the left corner. And again they have it. Crosser to Watkins. Trying a little kick back for his forwards. Walsh, the Maori centre, failing to find touch. Cheney chasing. Only minutes left. Newport being sung home to an historic victory. 3-0 they lead. And it's a scrum deep down in the 25, and they have it back to Curtin on his goal line. And Walsh, the centre, kicking for touch but not finding it. It's a tremendous battle up front. Fly half Watkins, and is he caught for the first and only time in the match? but he hasn't lost the ball. He's died with it like a brave man should. And these All Black forwards scenting this may be their last chance. Colin Meads up on the halfway line, inside to the hooker major, I think it was. Winneray is there and Horsley. And the whistle goes. It's a line out. No, it's a penalty. It's a penalty on the Newport 25. And it's fullback Ray Cheney. Kicked very well as Ray Cheney today. It's on the halfway line. Briscoe, fly half, Curtin, Don Clark up in the line, over the halfway line, serving Davis, the right wing. Kicking down to the goal line, Cheney now, safely fielding it, and no nonsense, bang into touch. But still danger for Newport, and still the chance of an All Black equalising score. To line out right down in the corner. We're in injury time. A long ball again from right wing Davis. Knocked back. Winneray is there. Nathan, Colin Meads, Horsley piling in for the loose heel. The whistle. Right under the post. You can see one of them. And this time it's the All Blacks ball. Now. Don Clark is lurking about just behind fly half Curtin. Is he going to try a... No, Don Clark coming up now on the blind side out of your picture. Curtin to Don Clark, who's going to go like a tank to Davis, but no, converging coverers in defence. And that's it. Newport has done it. The crowd is erupting onto the pitch. Rugby history is made at Rodney Parade. For the first time ever, an All Black touring side have gone down to Newport. And I must say, I think that justice has been richly served. It's been a magnificent Newport display, rising to the occasion, inspired on their own midden. And a particularly wonderful display up front by this Newport pack. More than holding their own, one would say, in every phase of forward play, and most wonderful of all, perhaps, even quicker on the ball for most of the game than their opponents. 8 Newport heroes, inspired by their captain, Brian Price. And behind them, shrewd half-back play by Prosser and Watkins, and really sterling defence and opportunism when the chance offered by the whole side, right back to the full-back Ray Cheney. So the All Blacks are relieved of the burden very soon in their tour of an undefeated record. But they're a fine side. They're going to win more matches than they lose, and although they haven't won today, I think they've won themselves a lot of friends down here as always by the robust and clean vigour of their play. Well played, Newport, and with that, goodbye from an electric Rodney Parade.